that you have all struggled to come this far through the downside, though many challenges which you have faced. It is clear now that not all your turn. Your path to freedom still is laid bare before you all. True freedom is not waiting for you in the Commonwealth. But something far more vital is at stake. You see the imminent conclusion of the rites as a sign. It is a sign that the world is changing. Now is the time to stand and fight the forces that oppose you, for your people and for those who live oppressed. When you look at it that way, whether you achieve your freedom is up to all of you, to each one of you in your own way. After a brief period of reflection, you share one last sentiment with the group. We have to keep going until we are free. Then you join the others in silence. Thus do you remain together with your thoughts. No one speaks for a time, but then... Ah, the struggle you describe, O Master Reader! It has been glorious indeed. Wherever you shall lead, this night shall follow, without stopping once even to think. You truly believe that your Commonwealth can change its ways then, Reader darling. I suppose that I may yet come to believe it too. Thou wouldst dare to change this ancient world, Reading One, and yet thy words are tinged with certain truths. Tizo vows to stand with you no matter where your quest shall lead. May long the star remain a light for you, Reader, sir. All the while, Volfred remains watching you intently. Then his expression softens and he smiles. You are right, of course, my boy. We are the Nightwings. It is precisely as you said. We have to keep going until we're free. Lead us then, Reader, to the end of our quest and the dawn of the new age for all our kin. Everyone, for the Nightwings. Everyone responds in kind. They stand with you no matter what. They await the outcome of your vision of the stars, which burn with renewed fury, because now the last rites move on. All Nightwings get +1 hope permanently. The stars above now burn with what appears a desperate fury, many more of them than usual. The path is yours to choose amidst the myriad of stars. Look upon them all. I wish it didn't do this camera thing, like I could just move around and look. But instead we are subject to this. That might be my fault, my bad. Rose, what's up, dude? I had someone mention you in a YouTube comment today. There was, what was it? It was a video about Noxie. And someone said, to quote Rose, she didn't have to do that, but she did. The stars of the 8 scribes, they shine together now as one. The lone minstrel draws breath as though surprised by what he sees. He backs away and averts his eyes. This is another sign the rites are soon to cease. Few chances yet remain to confront the adversaries you have met during your journey. Yeah, I saw that. Nice. It would only be the second time I ever fought this guy, so I think this guy would advance the story in a way that I have never had advanced. It's the no filter guy. That's right. The triumvirate you shall confront this time around shall be the Tempers, led by the demon called Ignarius. They have prevailed in the rites on many occasions in the past. The lone minstrel then offers you such details as he knows of your next adversary. Ignarius, longtime resident of the Downside, as evidenced by his appearance. The strongest of the Tempers, he has waited years to earn his freedom. Born to a middling Commonwealth family, he got into trouble early and often, but found his calling in the Commonwealth's not entirely legal red light district. There he took many jobs, most involving sheer size. Most notably, he was a bouncer at the Starry 8, where he came to symbolize its reputation. One day, a particularly belligerent guest got under his skin and he gave them a tremendous thrashing. The club clientele all gave a cheer. However, this guest turned out to be a wealthy chamberlain who then exploited his connections to have Ignarius arrested and exiled. This is 14 years ago. In the downside, Ignarius dropped his given name, as is sometimes the custom, and survived alone through tenacity and strength. In time, he drew the notice of the Tempers, who revealed to him the rights, recruited him into their ranks, and let him work his way up. Now at last it is his turn. Other than the Nightwings, the Tempers have liberated more exiles than any other triumvirate. They have high hopes for Ignarius in turn. Now, good evening, reader. You wish a good night to the Lone Minstrel. Your travels shall continue at first light. One sec. Tapping out for a moment. Wizard Dennis for Whopper. Sure. There you go. Nah. Sandalwood wants to talk. Hello, my boy. Tizo and I, we were just reminiscing on old times. Tizo's happy to have Volfred back among the Nightwings once again. Thank you, Tizo. I'm happy to be back among the Nightwings as well. Though you understand why we were forced to be apart for so long, don't you? He indicates he understands full well. I trust that Tariq provided some good company and song during intervening time. Tizo confirms he did enjoy traveling alongside the Lone Minstrel for some time. And there he is, right on cue. Something I can do for you, Volfred, sir. Volfred laughs warmly at this. No, Tariq, we are well enough for now. Tizo and I, we were just remembering the time when we first met, the three of us. Tizo was rather apprehensive then, as I recall. He was merely being circumspect, I'm sure. Tizo has the sharpest instincts of us all. But the bite he gave to you, sir, it left a permanent impression, did it not? It did indeed. I consider it a mark of friendship. May it stay with me for all my days. It is a good reminder that despite the challenges we faced together in the past, my time among the Nightwings has been extraordinary. Likewise, can I say the same, sir? Prakri! Tizo shares the sentiment as well. Volfred turns to you. I should apologize, my boy. Here we are talking of a history you do not share. Believe me when I say we're skipping over many of the bad parts. What I mean is, it isn't my intention to exclude you as we wax nostalgic. The Nightwings that you know, we are a strange assortment, are we not? Those of us who share some kinship from the past, I suppose we cannot help but seek some warmth in it. But it should not be to the exclusion of the friendships that we forge right now. So please, why don't you join us for a bit? Together, you, Volfred, Tizo, and the Lone Minstrel talk a while about the times gone by. The three of them are pleased to be back in one another's company again, having grown close enough through shared experiences in the past. Just the same, they have welcomed you into their group. In spite of the hardships you have faced, some of these idle moments that you share together may one day form memories you think back upon with fondness. Soon the conversation winds down, though it lifted all your spirits for the while. Okay. And... There is no time now to return to Moonlight Alcove as before, as the stars already urge you on. Everyone is ready to make haste for the nest of Trieste. What is this? Point of interest. As the wagon soars across the skies of the waking wood, you notice Volfred appears lost in thought. You cannot sense straight away what he is thinking. Do not mind me, reader, it is simply that being here in this vicinity brings back a lot of memories and gives me much to ponder. I hid within those woods for many, many years, making preparations for our plan. I cast aside raiments and became untraceable. There I waited for the plan to germinate, so it means a lot now to be here above that place at last. Quite the view. What do you say, my boy? Land. Search for valuables. You and Faye spend much of the day searching through the molten crags of Blackshore until at last... Oh! Have I found something? I found something. You found shave wood. Could fetch a decent price. Return to the wagon. Take it. Halt! Everyone, I beg you, please forgive my rudeness here. The black wagon is shuddered to a stop en route to the nest of Trieste. There is some commotion as the Lone Minstrel motions for everyone to be still. Someone is there along our path ahead. He points into the distance. However, when you scan the horizon, everything is still. You see no sign of whomever the Lone Minstrel referred to. Still, he indicates caution. Strange. I do not believe I was mistaken. A tense moment passes, and then another. Then the Lone Minstrel tenses up. Our guest. He is there. You look toward where he signals, and then at last you see the cause of his concern. There's no mistaking who it is. Oralek stands there near motionless, atop some forgotten rock jutting from the gnarled roots a fair distance away. He stands directly on the path of your black wagon. Yet he shows no sign of acknowledging the wagon's presence. He appears only to be waiting for something, likely for you all. The lone minstrel gets your attention quietly. Reader, what do your senses tell you at this time? Orlek may have come with ill intent. Press forward. There is no need to give in to Orlek's threats. He can declare his intentions or get out of the way. He cannot stand against you all. Very well, let us press forward then. You give the signal for the drive imps to start the wagon and move full speed ahead. But just as you reach the point where Orlek once stood, it seems our guest has already departed. Let us remain watchful as we proceed on course. Indeed, Orlek is nowhere to be found now. The unnerving encounter causes everyone to fall silent for the remainder of the trip. The wagon finally arrives at the nest of Triesto, where still there is no sign of Orlek or your next adversaries for that matter. Your companions organize a quick search about the premises, leaving you to watch the wagon until the rites of commencement. Someone wants to talk. Orlek's in the wagon? Something is wrong. Someone is here alone with you. Orlek seems to be examining various objects in the wagon. Whether he has noticed you, you cannot tell. What he is doing here and how he got in unnoticed, you cannot imagine. You watch him go about whatever he is doing, examining all sorts of things that you and your fellow exiles gathered on your journey. He shakes his head. All of these trinkets, this wagon, it is most different now. Welcoming, and yet I am unwelcome here, it seems. In my own wagon. He directs his gaze at you, acknowledging your presence for the first time. You, a mere shadow. Tell me something. Who are you to them? Their friend. You tell Orlek that you have traveled all across the downside of this group and count them among your trusted friends. It is a different group now than in his day. A friend, is it? Beware then, for the Nightwings do not always treat their friends with all due charity. Relay to them a message from me, Shadow. Tell them I shall have my night. He strides right past you toward the door, and then he turns to you again once more. I shall have my night. Yeah, I heard you the first time. Then Orlek is gone. Good talk. Several of your companions return as you exit the wagon. You explain what happened. However, none of them saw Orlek. Most concerning, reader, though I am thankful you are well. Orlek, he always was a peaceful individual, and yet his disposition is much different now. Let's see. At Rose, just wondering, are you going to do the expansions too? Rose says, in all due time. I'm technically not a Guild Wars 2 channel, but I have plans to do all expansions at some point in the future. Yeah, I remember in the past, like, I first discovered your channel from when I saw the first video you did related to Guild Wars 2. People recommended it to me. Since then, I've watched quite a few of your stuff. Fantastic work, by the way. And I saw in one of them, you mentioned your original plan was to, like, bounce through a whole bunch of different MMOs and do, like, a series on a bunch of different ones. But I don't know if that plan changed since then, or if just, yeah, the Guild Wars 2 stuff was going so well you just decided to spend more time on that, or what happened there. Perhaps we'd best inspect the wagon for any signs of tampering in light of these events. You and the others conduct an exhaustive search in and around the Black Wagon for any signs of objects missing or tampered with, as well as signs of damage or foul play. The search yields nothing. No one finds any sign that anything was moved or tampered with. Even the drive imps seem calm. The incident leaves you questioning your own recollection of what happened. You try to clear your mind, for the rite is soon to commence. Shop. Hey, you guys, you know you just missed some other customers. I sold them some of my best stuff. Not better than the stuff I sell you, but if you run into some guys with good stuff, you know where they got it. Where's the... Let's see, we're gonna sell that. I think that's fine. Must be your lucky day here, don't I know it, Dad? Alright, commence the rides. Once more, you return to the nest of Triesto, and your companions stand ready beneath a still night sky, awaiting the commencement of the rites. You overhear some of their words to one another as you await the signal in the stars. Tizu remembers having faced the Tempers many times before. Surely there is honor to be gained in this. Just then, you observe a glint of starlight that begins to shine above, and your companions soon fall silent. Oh, there is a new one right there. I joked earlier that we might get some thin eel or something up here, but then we got one right there. Thanks, I just don't want to be the guy that ends up doing Guild Wars 2 vids for each and every single update, because others do that better than me. Just decided to do a bunch of Guild Wars 2 vids because I was enjoying my experience that much. I think that's a good reason. Hold on, let me wait till this pauses for a second, then I want to answer that.
Along with his remaining retinue of miscreants. Too bad you failed to rid yourself of yet another one last time. Your adversaries, the Tempers. As with you, they must be very desperate for their freedom. They shall not make it any easier from here.
Okay. Yeah, I totally get that. Just having outside the music stops for a sec. I totally get that. Like, for example, I never meant to make a Pure Guild Wars 2 channel. If you didn't already know, I actually started out, like, trying to be a variety streamer. Like, the first game I ever streamed was Divinity Original Sin 2. And then I think I did Divinity Original Sin 1, and then, like, Tower of Time, and Pillars of Eternity, Grim Dawn. Like, I bounced all over the place. And then I tried Guild Wars 2, and at the time, like you, I kind of fell in love with the game, and then I just started doing more and more with it, and then it was when I tried making some YouTube guides for it that I kind of took off, you know, like things started going, pretty well. And then now a lot of people think of me as, like, one of the Guild Wars 2 guys. And I'm totally happy with that. You know, I love Guild Wars 2. I enjoy the game. I do have to be careful I don't get burnt out on it because I've played it for, you know, like 9,000 hours or something. So, you know, I cut back because I used to stream it, you know, every single day, 365 days a year. And now I do it like, you know, once a week, except around updates. Then I might do it for a few weeks straight. But like, for example, recently I did some videos on V Rising just because I was really passionate about V Rising. I was really enjoying V Rising at that time. And I knew the videos would not do as well on my channel because they weren't Guild Wars 2, but I just did it because I really wanted to do it. So I totally get that. Let's see, Ignarius. Look who wants a piece of us again. It's the damn Nightwings, here to knock us down another peg or two again, I guess. Well, at least you got old curly horns out of this dump, I gotta give you that. One look at her and you just knew she was too good for this place, although maybe that ain't saying all that much. Any of you Nightwings see her again, you tell her something for me. You let her know Iggy says hi. You let her know. Not that she'll remember some dumb lunk like me. Then Ignarius shoves on his mask. Alright, Tempers, let's give it to him like we still got a chance. Didn't know you had such a full bill of CRPGs on your passport.
Who shall it be this time?
A lot of them. Alright. I would like to give XP to the people that are not currently able to be appointed for the rights.
Volfred. Tanatha.
Triesta.
Sir Gilman.
So many.
With that out of the way,
For the glory of the Nightwings! Now we're making Muck the Total Warhammer guy. I would need a bunch of guys. The thing is, having a bunch of YouTube content related to a game gets you a lot more notice than having Twitch content related to a game. I would need a few hundred Total War videos to catch up to my Guild Wars 2 fame, I think. But it also, I mean, there's many ways to, you know, make it in content creation. The angle that worked for me was basically trying to be educational with a little bit of funny, but there's many ways to do it. You know, you could just be like, you could just have a really strong personality, or have like good stories to tell, or be funny, or be good. You know,
28
like Shroud.
months
Shroud
watching
is just
Mook's
scary
content.
good. You know,
Life
there's
is
a lot of
good.
ways to do it.
Mukluk love Mukluk chip pat Mukluk chip pat.
Thank you, Michaelis. Appreciate that. Good luck when you try out Castalton in that game. Which faction was Castalton? Hold on. Total War 1 or 3. Castalton? Who is that? Oh, that guy. Yeah, no, I did play him recently. Not on stream. I was trying to do the quest to free Boris, and you had to play Castalton or the Ice Queen in order to get him out of Hades. And yeah, I dabbled with him for a bit. All right, you damn Nightwings, let's see what you got. I thought I was looking in a mirror when I saw his pick. Lol.
the Nightwings thus assert themselves. Righteous fire! The Night Wings now are closer to achieving victory. Now! Yes!
Wow, they are not liking what we're doing to them right now.
Too slow, Ignatius. Deliverance.
There we go. Douse after saluting.
Fire.
What is this gameplay? Fantasy football. You Nightwings! You've been practicing, ain't you? What about you, Iggy? You're just a washed up old goat. You're through. How long are you gonna keep at this? Getting weaker and weaker, worse and worse, huh? Come on then, Nightwings, finish it already, will you? Sooner we wrap this up, sooner we all can catch some shut-eye, put an end to this damn day. Dude, he's like completely given up.
Now to the flame.
Oh! Shoot. They got me. No! Oh my god, the passing. Yo! Suddenly they got moves. No, come on. Freaking. What are you doing? Change the character. Oh my god. I had to try so many times there in order to... God. Bro. I was trying to change characters so many times. And it just would not freaking work. Wow, his aura was like delayed. There we go.
Plunges into the fire.
Now, as far as the gameplay, yeah, it's weird. The story and the music are stellar. Gameplay is weird.
And it is done.
I could say the same for Transistor, the other game we recently played from Supergiant.
Mayhap the scribe shall simply smite them down next time.
All right, that was good. We got XP on all of our lowest level people.
Is complete.
What a joke, losing to you lot again. The younger me would have tore you to pieces. Ain't never getting out of here if we keep on like this.
Bask now in the wisdom of the scribes. I knew someday that even Wolfred there would see the light.
Long did I bide my time in anticipation that one day the Nightwings would reform under a common cause. To be a part of it myself nourishes the spirit. While Wolfred and his allies are banished, adversaries are slowed and cannot use abilities.
Now go and wallow in the downside for a while.
Let's see. Ms. Bella Games says, good evening, everyone. Hello, Bella. Sorry for my slow response. I discovered Mukluk thanks to the video reaction to the Janthier Wild's housing livestream. I'm glad I did because I had no idea New Homestead would be so extensive. Oh, well, welcome to the community. Hello. Yeah, if you ever have any like Guild Wars 2 questions or anything, you're always welcome to drop them, even if I'm playing other games. I've been doing a lot of variety lately. I will be probably after starting on Janthier launch day, I'll probably be doing just only Guild Wars 2 for at least like a week. Back at the Black Wagon, you find the Lone Minstrel examining your fellow exiles after they prevail against the Tempers almost effortlessly. It is plain to you that none of them look well. The Lone Minstrel notices you there and turns to you. Reader, the fast returning of the cycle of the Rites has put a strain on everyone. We have multiple cases of banishment sickness this time. It is fortunate that your other companions are available to conduct the coming rite because I fear that this group here requires rest. You bid Volford a swift recovery and he nods weakly in response. You exchange a look with Sir Gilman, who seems exhausted after the last rite. As for Pamitha, it is clear to you she wishes to be left alone right now. You leave the Lone Minstrel to look after them, and turn your attention to the stars that remain shining in the dark outside. The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. Oh my god. Seek your destination. Okay, so I can't go to the end yet. Alright, the dogs, the tree guy that's a jerk, or the worms. I'm 2-0 against all of them. Hold on. Who would be right now? Barker, Ashboss. Okay, so if I beat Barker, then this guy would be the final. And that would be like, I think, an easy win. So we will try to fight Barker so that we can hopefully fight the worms in the finale. Unless Barker beats us, then Barker would be in the finale. We'll see. But we're going to try to do this to control who the finale opponent is. Barker Ashpaws and his dissidents are frankly a disgrace to the traditions of the rites. They care not for the path, but only for the glory. He then shares with you what he has heard about your next opponent. A volatile cur whose pack the dissidents conduct the rites more so for thrill than freedom. Back on the other side, Barker never quite took to the culture of the Commonwealth and often ran afoul of the law for various acts of boorishness or vandalism. He always promised to go straight, and in time he found a certain niche, for he was an accomplished hunter. And the people of the Commonwealth did have an appetite. Barker relished the hunt more than anything and spent his earnings on a variety of questionable things. One particularly raucous evening, Barker was caught relieving himself on the foot of the statue of Archjustice Androboles IV, and that was the end of his citizenship. In the downside, he caught the notice of the dissidents, who observed his speed, ferocity, and fearlessness. He soon became the best of them. Barker's reputation grew among the exiled curs of the Jomware Valley region, where he is feared and unafraid of taking what he wants. To think the Commonwealth's attempt to punish him afforded him a freedom he never had. Oh, but it is very late. Good night, my boy. You wish Volford a restful evening in turn. It is too late to take flight, though tomorrow you can press on. Miss Bella says, I was told you would have some guides on Engineer. My sir would be happy to extrapolate any information that you would produce her the greatest results. Engineer. Yeah, like, I mean, at this point in time, I think I've made over 200 guides for Guild Wars 2 over the last 6 years. If we can narrow it down a little, I might be able to point you to some. And if I don't have what you need, I could probably still point you to something. Do you want to play Hollowsmith? Do you want to play Mechanist? Do you want to play Scrapper? Are you trying to do PvP, World v World, PvE? Do you want to do damage? Do you want to heal people? Like, give me something to narrow it a little bit, and I can see what I got. You wish Volford a restful evening in turn. It's too late to take flight. Yeah, we just read that. Alright. Someone wants to talk. What is this? Solishell. The sparkling thing in its center is in fact its heart, which it airs out from time to time. I have never seen her smile. You are unaccustomed to seeing Bertrude smiling. And yet, there she is, doing that. You soon see why. You've observed before how her manner seems to soften to the degree it can whenever Volford is around. If only I could have seen their faces then. What was your secret, dare I ask, dear Bertrude? It appears that they are reminiscing about old times in the Commonwealth. Flame-resistant inks, Sandalwood. 'Twas the inks themselves which kept those volumes from being burned to ash. Flame-resistant inks, of course. The good officers who came to visit, they were so intent on burning all the evidence, they did not stop to think the evidence was fireproof. Alas, they later found a way to burn thy stamping press regardless. Thy written words, they moved us many times, and many others whom they knew there in the southern bogs. No matter, dear Bertrude, what's done is done. At least we made it difficult for them, is that not so? While introducing some of our fellow citizens to new ideas. Perhaps. My words would not have reached near half as many were it not for you, not to mention how I managed to elude them for another decade or so. I'm ever thankful for your sacrifice. Thy thanks shall not be necessary, Sandalwood. Well, you shall have to take them from me anyhow. Thank you, Bertrude, for helping to fulfill a modest author's dreams. What good's a stamping press without good inks? No good at all. They exchange a laugh at this. But then, even still, and through this new ordeal, thou hast no love for us, is that not so? Bertrude. Nay, we understand full well. Thou needst not further explain thyself. There are different kinds of love, Bertrude. On that account, thou hast nothing to teach us, Sandalwood. They each remain silent for a time. Our hearts, they cannot be controlled, Bertrude. Blasted things they are. They act well on their own. He puts away his pipe. I am blessed to have you in my life. Back in the Commonwealth and here as well, I mean that. Although I know that is not enough. At first, Bertrude does not seem to acknowledge this in any way, but then... Nay, Sandalwood, it is enough. It is enough. She departs without awaiting a response, brushing past you as she goes. Volford soon turns away as well, politely bidding you a good evening. The two old friends have evidently managed to way past certain tensions in their long-standing relationship. They rather seem to draw a certain strength from one another. Alright. Let's say I'm straight PvE.